Hello and welcome back to 5 Tips in 5 Minutes. This week, what's your personal contribution to diversity and inclusion? If your business has brought in a diversity and inclusion consultant or practitioner, one of our favourite questions is to lean in and say, so what's your personal contribution? What have you done specifically that's helped to make this company more inclusive? Generally, we're quite a warm, non-judgmental, curious lot, but there is steel in our eyes when we ask this question. Because if the managers and leaders aren't doing anything, then how can they expect anybody else to? But what I hear is it feels so overwhelming. It's like climate change. I'm just one person. What can I do that's going to make a difference to the world or to this company? As it goes, quite a lot. So here come 5 things that you can do to personally contribute to creating a more diverse, inclusive environment in your company. Thing 1 is to understand your own social identity, especially if you're a straight, white, cisgender person who grew up speaking the native language of the country you live in. Because in countries like the UK, where that's the dominant population, we don't need to think about our social identity. So very few white people who are part of that general norm in their country really think about their social identity. But it's the foundation of understanding difference. If you don't know how to go about understanding your social identity, Google it or watch this space. I'll be posting a video about it in the coming weeks. If you've never thought about your own social identity before, it's a very insightful starting point. Thing 2 is open inclusion conversations. An opening and inclusion conversation can be as simple as saying to your team, what do you think about diversity and inclusion? How do you think we're doing? How do you think I'm doing? How safe do you feel being yourself in this team? It's as simple as that to open an inclusion conversation. And you learn lots about each other. You learn lots about yourself. And you see ways in which you can make your team, your company more inclusive. It makes you more aware of the assumptions that you make. And the more you learn about the people around you, the more inclusive you can be. Thing 3 is self-education. And when I say self-education, I mean really educating yourself. Learning about inclusion doesn't mean expecting other people to educate you about their lived experience for free. If you're wondering why it's not okay to ask other people to educate you about their lived experience, it's because their trauma is not your education. Google is free, and there's all kinds of educational material out there about any aspect of identity that you're curious about. Thing 4 is to listen and learn. Break out of your personal echo chamber and follow people on social media who talk about identity and social justice. Even if you disagree with it, even if you don't quite understand where they're coming from, it helps to build and broaden our worldview. And it helps us to see current affairs and world events through a different lens. It helps us to feel better equipped to take part in uncomfortable conversations and to challenge when we see non-inclusivity in action. Speaking of which, thing 5 is speak up. Silence is complicity. If you're not sure how to go about saying something, there are 2 videos on this channel called Addressing Microaggressions and Calling Out Discrimination, both of which should help you to feel far more confident in speaking up when you see things like this. Don't say nothing. Don't let it go. Say something. So these are 5 of the ways in which you can do something personally that helps to make your company, your family and friends, and the world a more inclusive place. So the next time somebody says to you, so what have you done personally to make this company more inclusive? You'll be able to say, how long have you got? That's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.